Good morning. We'll talk about entrepreneurship. Why it is important for everybody to learn about entrepreneurship today. Entrepreneurship awareness and entrepreneurship management programs, entrepreneurship development program should be there for everybody. We have a lot of institutions in our country. For example, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, NISPER, Delhi, EDI, Guwahati, NSIC. In almost every important city, you will find some institution to promote entrepreneurship. And that is the need of the hour. But that is not enough. In fact, I'll rather ask you to become a social entrepreneur, to spread education of entrepreneurship, to spread awareness about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is something that should be taught to every student, every person, in fact. Even if a person is a dropout, you should get knowledge about entrepreneurship. You look into our country is not a small country. 138 crore people are living here. Now, these people cannot get jobs only in government sector or in private sector. Every year, almost 2.5 crore new babies are born in our country, and that adds to our population. And getting education, getting training, and getting jobs for these people is not an easy task. And if you cannot provide them job, then these people who are otherwise very productive people for the country, who are otherwise very capable people, who are otherwise your biggest resource, become your biggest liability. And that is what we find today. We find a large number of youth are getting dissuaded. They are participating in protests. They are participating in various anti-national activities. If anyone comes forward in our country and asks the youth to organize a protest, the youth immediately get into it. And next day you are finding that youth are involved in burning trains and things like that. The youth are getting frustrated. The reason is we have not trained them in entrepreneurship, we have not informed them about entrepreneurship. While most of the youth actually become entrepreneurs without getting knowledge, without getting education, without getting any technical knowledge, competency, they become entrepreneurs. You may say entrepreneurship is in their blood, entrepreneurship is in their day-to-day action. They don't need education. Even entrepreneurial education doesn't return entrepreneurs. I agree to your version. Entrepreneurship is like playing cricket. You go into the ground, play the cricket, you enjoy it and you learn it. You can't learn cricket by reading books. That's like entrepreneurship. You cannot learn entrepreneurship by reading books. You go in the market, you do something creative, earn something, and you will get joy of earning as well as creativity and increase in your capability. Next time you will be a better entrepreneur. But remember, the best players like even Sachin Tendulkar, they also learn by watching how other cricketers are performing. They also try to learn the tricks from other cricketers. So similarly, to become a good entrepreneur, you should also learn from the failures of other entrepreneurs. You should take guidance from those who are experts in the field of entrepreneurship. You should learn from those who have seen the success and failures in the field of entrepreneurship. I firmly believe that entrepreneurship cannot be taught in classrooms. I know it that just by my lectures nobody becomes an entrepreneur. But I also know that by learning entrepreneurship, by understanding what others have done and by learning from these failures of other entrepreneurs, the chances of your success will increase. That's what we want. You have entrepreneurs all around yourself. The moment you get up in the morning, you meet somebody like a milk supplier or a newspaper vendor or some person who is an entrepreneur. From that time till in the night when you go to bed, you encounter about 20-30 entrepreneurs in a day. Some kirana wala, some shopkeeper, some services provider, some educator, some trainer, some consultant. So you meet so many entrepreneurs in a whole day. In our country, the number of entrepreneurs is very, very large. But the problem is that most of us are not taking pride in being entrepreneurs. Most of us are not telling it with the pride that yes, we are also entrepreneurs. Most of us are not loving the profession of entrepreneurship. The societal hierarchy is such that people are giving greater importance to somebody who is a government employee than to somebody who is an entrepreneur. And that is why, as we discussed earlier, the problems in society are not just sociological problems, they are social, political, cultural, so many problems combined together. So that's why the feeling of entrepreneurship is not taken with pride. Most of the schools don't have entrepreneurship education programs also. If you will go and ask your school, do you have a program on entrepreneurship? They will say, no, we have program for science, we have program for maybe for commerce, but we don't have program for entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship must be there for everybody, because even if somebody doesn't want to become an entrepreneur, he should work like an entrepreneur. That is, he should become entrepreneurial. Being entrepreneurial means you need not be entrepreneur, but you should work with innovativeness. You should work with zeal. You should work with enthusiasm so that you succeed. In entrepreneurship awareness program, awareness is there about fundamentals of finance, basic fundamentals of finance, basic fundamentals of business, economics, marketing, very fundamental items, so that you take better decisions. Let's talk about finance. A very important concept is break-even point. What exactly is break-even point? The day when your profit and loss is equal, means your income and expenditures are equal, you don't have to bear loss. That is the day when you reach break-even point. It's a very simple to calculate. In a very rough manner, a break-even point is a point when your total income and total expenditure is just say barabar. If you are an entrepreneur, whether you know accounting or not doesn't matter. You may prepare a small register, take up a register. On one side you can write down income, on one side you can write down expenditure. Every day you write down your income and expenditure. And at the end of the year, you count your total income and total expenditure. And this is the simplest way to start. If your income is more than your expenditure, then you should be happy. But if your expenditure is more than income, that is loss. And you cannot sustain loss for a long period of time. For a short period of time, let's say for 1 year or for 2 years, you may have to bear with some loss. The environment plays a very important role. There are many things which are not in your control. There are many circumstances like this present crisis, COVID-19. This corona is creating a big problem for many entrepreneurs, and they are suffering losses for no fault of them. So losses can be there, but it should not be, they should not sustain, they should not be prolonged losses. Ultimately, you have to earn profit, right? You have to smile. And your profit depends upon your small financial decisions. You have to take decisions about pricing, costing. You have to take important decisions like cost reduction. Every day you have to think about that. Your first target is to reach break-even point. Your another very important task is to minimize the operating cycle. An operating cycle is the cycle in which the money rotates. That is called operating cycle, one cycle. For example, suppose you are a shopkeeper in a village. You opened a shop and you are selling essential items like soaps, detergents, etc. Now you bring detergent powder from city and sell it in the village. Now the margin is, let's say, 10%. So you brought a packet of, let's say, 100 rupees detergent powder packet and you are selling it for 110 rupees in the village. Your margin is 10 rupees, right? And suppose on an average it takes 3 months for you to get your money back. So the operating cycle period is 3 months. So suppose on 1st January you brought 100 rupees of detergent and you put it on display in your village shop. And after 3 months, that is 31st March, it is sold. And you get 110 rupees back. So when you get 110 rupees, your profit is 10 rupees, you recovered your 100 rupees that you invested, and thereby you have gained your profits. This is simple calculation. So this is how break-even point can be calculated, at what level you will be able to recover your money invested.